What up, everybody? It's your boy Adrian. Welcome back to another edition of the Sports Elite Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as we all know, we're only a few days, which will be Sunday, June 30th, the start of NBA free agency. It's what we've been waiting for. The NBA has become almost a soap opera. We're almost at the point where we're more concerned about what goes on off the court rather than what goes on the court. Now, we've been long anticipatingly waiting to see what's going to happen with these players, these superstars around the league, and these role players to shape and make the teams for the new league year coming up. The draft has already passed, as I've talked about last week. Zion went one, Ja went two, and so on and so on. But let's get to my predictions, and I'm going to give you a couple of predictions where I think each of the main guys are going to go, and I'm going to give you some honorable mentions to shape out some of these teams in the league right now. As we all know, the league changed with Toronto Raptors capturing the first world championship, Kawhi Leonard winning, Golden State Warriors losing Klay, losing KD. Hey, shout out. But hey, first, let's get started with, my opinion, the best player in the world, and that is Kevin Durant. Now, we all know what happened with his injury, and KD can take a 5-year, over $200 million deal from the Golden State Warriors. Now, will he do that? I don't think so. Now, we all know his agent is Rich Kleiman, so he's the only client that represents KD, and this is his only guy. He dropped all his other clients. Now, I initially thought after the injury, KD would stay and go to stay rehab, sign a max. I know Golden State's going to offer it to him. But as it's looking now, everything, in my opinion, is favoring towards New York. I'm hearing Brooklyn's favored, but I just can't see Kevin Durant in the Brooklyn Nets uniform, especially with maybe Kyrie, but I just don't see it happen. I think for his business and for his brand, he's going to miss a year. And I know James Dolan is the worst owner in the NBA, no questions about it. But I'm going to lean towards the New York Knicks. I'm not very confident, but if I had to go with the number 2, it'd be the Brooklyn Nets. But right now, I'm leaning New York Knicks. Now let's go to his teammate and one of my favorite players in the game, and that is Klay Thompson. Now I know he suffered that terrible ACL injury in Game 6, which I've said previously that they would have won. They're going to offer him the 5-year, over $190 million contract, the max contract. Doesn't matter. No questions about it. Now, he said he'd be open to take meetings with the Los Angeles Clippers and the other team who wants to throw the money. But Golden State's not letting Klay hit the market, and they're going to keep those splash brothers again. Enough said. Klay may be back towards the end of the regular season, March, April, but hey, it's not happening. Golden State Warriors are keeping those splash brothers together. And now, let's jump to Kawhi Leonard. Now, when Kawhi Leonard was traded to the Raptors, I didn't see this being long term and this happened to what happened. But hey, two great things happened. Amazing 4-ball bounce against the Philadelphia 76ers that would have sent that game to overtime. Who knows what would have happened? And then they somehow, some way defeat the Golden State Warriors and win the NBA championship. I know a lot of various injuries, but hey, things worked out perfectly for Toronto. They executed. Perfect trade, took a risk, and capitalized on it. Now, Kawhi, Canada's giving him everything he loves, Free place to live, free food. Hey, it's his city. He's the most popular athlete in Canada, hands down, and there's no questions about it. Now, with that being said, he's from California. He's a California kid, and it may come down to a lifestyle thing. Kawhi loves it in L.A. He's not going to Lakers. It's not happening. So, Laker fans out there, it's not happening. Now, it's coming down between Toronto and it's coming between the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Clippers have been doing everything vested in their power with Lawrence Frank, Doc Rivers, Jerry West, and the crew trying to get Kawhi over there. Now, will it happen? Who knows? If they don't get him, will it be a backup plan? But I just really found out a few days ago that Kawhi Leonard signed a deal with a Canadian airline where he can fly back and forth or however he wants to do it. But that's a big sign right there, that the fact that they're looking out for him and they're looking for his best interests. Right now, I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard picks the Toronto Raptors right now. Why would you go to the Western Conference? In my opinion, as well, you could be the dominant force. You could be what LeBron James possibly was. As the Greek Freak has something to say about that. But hey, I'm gonna say he decides to pick the Toronto Raptors. And the Clippers will be heartbroken and have to find other options and other ways to figure these things out. Now, let's jump to the pair of Philadelphia 76ers teammates. That is one Jimmy Butler, Now, the Philadelphia 76ers have two options, in my opinion. They're not keeping both. It's not going to happen. You cannot pay Jimmy Butler the max. You cannot pay Tobias the max. Now, what I would do if I was Philadelphia, I would offer Jimmy the max, let Tobias walk. Jimmy's a better defensive player, and I know he gets under a lot of guys' skin, but hey, he's 30 years old, but hey, you could use him. He can help Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid get tougher skin, and he likes to take those big shots. As you've seen throughout his time with the Philadelphia, that he's hit some big shots. And he played well in the Toronto series, and he was their best player. Even though Embiid was inconsistent, hurt, Ben Simmons doesn't have a jump shot yet. He can be the veteran leader and the presence in that locker room. So I'm picking Jimmy Butler to stay in Philadelphia. Now, I know there's been rumblings about the Rockets wanting him, but if I'm Philadelphia, there's no way I'm signing him and doing a trade to Houston Rockets and taking P.J. Tucker, Clint Capella, Eric Gordon. No offense to those guys. Love P.J. Tucker, love Clint Capella, love Eric Gordon, but Philadelphia is not going to take that on, and I know they want to throw a third team in there, but that's the rumor that's going on. If I'm Philadelphia, I don't pull the trigger on that. Hey, I'll be very confident to get Jimmy Butler. Hey, you can offer him the max. Why turn down that money? I don't see him going to Houston. Now, Tobias Harris, this is where it gets a little tricky for us because Tobias is a number two option. He's not a go-to guy. I know he's commanding the max. He'll probably get it knowing the market of the NBA and how the salary cap structured and how everything keeps going up. I could see it happening. Now, I'm going to go on a limb. I know they traded him, but I'm going to say he goes back to the West and decides to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. I could be wrong here. This is kind of me just throwing it out there. I don't really have any sources. I don't really say why. They need another guy to put the ball in the basket. But right now, that's my prediction because I know Philadelphia was not retaining him. Now, let's go to one Kemba Walker. And here's where I really struggle because can you imagine if Kemba was 6'3", like Kyrie Irving, he'd be a top three-point guard in the league easily. He's carried this Charlotte team for the last 5-6 years. No help. They can throw him a 5-year, $220+ million deal. Does he take it? I don't know. He said he'd be willing to take a pay cut. But what can Charlotte really do to help him out? I know they drafted P.J. Washington. They still got Batum's terrible contract. Malik Monk hasn't turned into a star like they hope so. Michael Jordan has not done a great job of being an executive at all since he's been in Charlotte. As you can see, the history of his draft picks and the history of some of those atrocious signings that he decided to have. I don't know. What would Kemba do? I've thought Charlotte, but hey, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Boston Celtics, especially after they're about to lose Al Horford and Kyrie Irving. Now, let's jump to Al Horford. Now, I'm shocked that he opted out of his player option and he's leaving Boston. But this is an easy one for me. He's going to go sign and be a veteran presence, better towards the end of his career than Dirk was, and helping the Dallas Mavericks make a strong playoff push with Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, who they will offer the max. He's not going anywhere. Who they traded for earlier in the season. Luka is the rookie of the year. Guy's a stud. So that's easy. Now, let's talk about the most polarizing figure to me in free agency. It's not even any questions about it. The guy who draws the most attention, who causes the most questions and scrutiny, that is one Kyrie Irving. Spent 2 years in Boston. Missed the playoffs. They got farther without him, hurt his knee. This year he said he wanted to be there. Towards the end of the season, he made up with LeBron. Then all this drama with the Boston Celtics. And you just knew by the time the playoffs were done, as they lost to Milwaukee in 5 games, that he was not going to be back. Now all signs point to the Brooklyn Nets. That's where he wants to go, and I still see it happening. I know they have skepticism. I love Kyrie as a player, but he is not the guy that's going to lead your team as a number one guy. He's a 1B guy towards a really, 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 really strong Batman, but he's a strong Robin. I'm sorry. He's not a Batman. He's not a Batman. He's seen how hard that struggle was, and he's seen the difficultness helping him. And I like what the Nets are actually doing. They got a young backcourt. They have D'Angelo Russell, who's a restricted free agent, and they have Karis LeVert, who I like. They just need to add some pieces, but Sean Marks is a phenomenal GM. The Nets are doing a great job, and if they sign Kyrie Irving, the expectations are only going to shoot higher. And this reminds me of the Nets remind me of a younger Boston team. Will he come in there and will he take control of that locker room and destroy the young players, or will he lead them to the promised land? But I'm going to say he signs there. Now everybody wants him and KD to team up. I don't know, because we know, like I said, KD's going to miss a whole year. But all signs point to Brooklyn right now for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is probably one of the most different guys in the league right now. You never know what you're going to get from him, and you never know what to expect. But Brooklyn, I see it coming, and I don't know what Kyrie's going to do. He won't win another ring, in my opinion, and he is arguably the greatest ball handler and one of the greatest finishers that ever touch a basketball court. That man is gifted, but he has his issues with teammates, and I don't know if Kyrie's a personal guy or what he is, but I'm not judging his character. But just on the basketball court, as far as I'm getting to, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But with that being said, you also have a lot of other free agents out there as well. And the Los Angeles Lakers, who acquired Anthony Davis, they got LeBron James. Now they're trying to go after Kawhi, they're trying to go after Kemba and all this Freddie space. There's gonna be a lot of news, a lot of rumors that go out, and don't sleep on a few teams. And although the Lakers want a third star, like I said, but do not forget, we keep sleeping on the fact that you shouldn't have to add another star. You got three players: you got Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma. Now you got to have enough space to sign some guys. You need to get some veteran leadership, some presence in there. There's going to be tons of guys on the board that fit that role. You got a Marcus Morris, a shooter, a Harrison Barnes, a Danny Green. You got a Ricky Rubio on the market. You got a Patrick Beverly. You need that defensive intensity. Now you can add some of those guys. You got a Thaddeus Young out there. You got a Boogie Cousins. Now the Warriors. I'm gonna switch topics to the Warriors. The Warriors need some bench up. I know they took a couple guys in the draft, but I think Boogie will be back. Looney's gonna be a free agent, and I think they do need to re-sign him. And maybe, I don't see it happening because he's going to command too much money, but maybe you can see if you go grab a wing if KD leaves, go grab a Harrison Barnes, get you some point production off there. And who knows, Boston Celtics are trying to create some cap space. Who knows what they're going to do? There's a lot of contenders and pretenders out there. And I forgot, I'm sorry, I totally missed on a couple guys. You got Vucevic from the Orlando Magic, and he had his first All-Star appearance this year. Shout out to him. It's a free agency. I know the Magic want to re-sign him, and if he doesn't leave, look for certain teams. The Atlanta Hawks is a sleeper, but also the New Orleans Pelicans. They could use a guy like him, over 20 points, 12 rebounds a game. Come on, you could use that. And let's not forget, we got the Nets. Now, it's all going to depend on what they do, if they sign Kyrie or not, but D'Angelo Russell could be the odd man left out. Now, if he doesn't re-sign with the Nets, here's a combination of three teams. I know the Lakers, as they've been rumored, to get him. It's not going to happen. He's going to command more money than they can pay him. But I haven't put my thumb on just what team I think he's going to sign with, but there's three teams that I have in mind if it's not the Nets. One is the Minnesota Timberwolves, because they need a point guard, and they can put him with Andrew Wiggins, who's arguably, in my opinion, the most overrated player in the NBA, but that's neither here nor there. Karl-Anthony Towns emerging as an all-star, and they just drafted Jared Culver out of Texas Tech. Pair him with them, I think that'd be a nice pairing, and they could compete for a bottom seed of the playoff spot. Also, another sleeper team is the Indiana Pacers. Now they got Corey Joseph. It's not going to get it done. D'Lo's great mid-range shooter, great shooter. He needs to work on his finishing, but I can see that. And then another team is the Phoenix Suns. Now, Devin Booker needs help, and I'm going to keep saying it again. They drafted my boy Cam Johnson out of North Carolina, but just doesn't get it done. Phoenix is probably the most confusing team in the league right now, and they just got a bunch of incompetent people running that organization. It's despicable. So they got a bunch of incompetent people running that organization right now, and it just does not help. So free agency is only a few days away, ladies and gentlemen, and I am looking forward to it. Got a lot of rumors, a lot of things hitting the fan, but I just wanted to give you a quick glance at what I thought would happen. It's great. NBA season, free agency is coming there. Hey, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Some of my predictions probably will be way off, but I just want to throw it out there and talk about it. So everybody, you know what to do. Hit me up on my Twitter page as well. That's at Keeping the Score. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, remember what I said. Keep chasing those dreams, and anything is possible. Make it happen. It's your boy Adrian. Everybody have a great night, and I'm out.